I used to laugh at the old-timers who talked about cursed roads and phantom trucks, thought they were just trying to scare rookies or justify why they quit the road. But after what happened near mile marker 313, I don't laugh anymore. It was supposed to be an easy overnight haul, Dalton, Georgia to somewhere just past Knoxville. I'd driven most of that route before, except for a small rural leg that was under construction. Dispatch left a note on the counter that said, "Take Route 47 as a detour, cuts right through, little traffic." I didn't think much of it at the time. GPS was spotty out there, and the paper map looked fine. Nothing but winding back roads and forest stretches. I grabbed a gas station coffee, tossed the note onto the passenger seat, and figured it'd be just another quiet haul through the backwoods. It wasn't unusual for dispatch to scribble out alternate routes, especially through mountain regions where signals dropped. I rolled down the window a little. The air was colder than I expected. Sharp, like it hadn't been touched by sunlight in days. I kept checking my mirrors, half expecting to see headlights behind me, but there was nothing. Just me, the road, and a growing sense I was getting farther from everything familiar. 10 minutes later, I spotted the detour sign. Just a plain metal board with Route 47 Detour, local traffic only, stenciled in faded black letters. Looked temporary, like it had been dragged out of storage after a storm or something. Still, I turned onto it. The road was immediately different. Older asphalt, cracked shoulders, no paint lines. And it felt like I was driving into a tunnel of trees. No cars, no lights. Just the low hum of my engine and a canopy of branches overhead. I kept going, expecting it to connect back to the main road soon. But the deeper I drove, the quieter everything became. Even the crickets vanished. No other drivers. No gas stations. No signs telling me I was headed the right way. No cell signal either. I glanced down at my phone just to confirm, but the screen was black. Completely dead. Not low battery, not no service, just nothing. I tossed it back onto the passenger seat and kept one hand on the wheel, trying to shake the tension crawling up the back of my neck. That's when I noticed something ahead. A faint white reflection at the edge of my high beams. A sign, standing crooked, half covered in vines. Mile marker 313. I slowed down and blinked, making sure I wasn't seeing things. That number didn't make sense. Route 47, according to the map, was less than 120 miles long. So the mile markers? They should have been in the low hundreds, at most, not over 300. I kept driving. 30 minutes passed, nothing but trees and empty road. Then, I passed mile marker 313 again. At first I thought I'd gotten turned around, that maybe there had been a fork in the road I didn't notice. So I eased the truck onto the gravel shoulder and climbed out to get my bearings. And that's when I saw the tire tracks. Deep, familiar tread marks, just barely visible in the soft shoulder dust. I knew they were mine, not just because of where they were, but because of the tires. I'd just had a new set installed last week. Custom treads, heavy-duty all-weather Michelins with a diamond split groove. They left a pattern like nothing else on the road. I crouched down, ran my fingers through the grooves. They weren't fresh, not anymore. They'd been rained on, dried, dust-blown, like I'd already been here days ago. But I hadn't. Had I? I told myself I was just tired. I got back in, turned the key. Nothing. Truck wouldn't start. Not a sound. Just silence. And the ticking of my hazard lights, even though I hadn't flipped them on. Then I saw it. A man standing at the edge of the trees. Pale face, grimy shirt, staring at me, not moving. I blinked. He was gone. I got that engine running on pure panic. When it finally turned over, I floored it. Didn't care where I was going, just away. And for a while, I thought I was. The trees began to thin. I started seeing signs again. That's when I passed a road sign for mile 314. I breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe it was just a loop. Maybe I'd broken out. I kept going. 15 minutes. 20. I passed a row of half-buried mailboxes that looked like they hadn't seen a letter in decades. Then a flickering street lamp that blinked once and stayed off. Then nothing but forest again. Then I passed mile marker 313. Again. This time, there was a car pulled off to the side. It didn't register at first, just a shape in the shadows. I slowed down out of instinct, squinting at the outline. It was a sedan. Old. Dull green paint faded by sun and age, rust chewing the edges of the doors. Rear window busted out. The driver's door hung open like it had been yanked too hard and left to rot. And inside, a person, slumped over the wheel. Their head was tilted sideways, resting against the window frame. I couldn't see their face, just the back of their skull, balding, with a familiar nicked patch near the crown. I eased closer. Then I saw the license plate. It was mine. Every number, every letter, Georgia tags. Same dent in the rear bumper I got from a backing accident 2 months ago. I didn't stop. Didn't care if they, or it, were alive or dead. I hit the gas like my life depended on it. And I didn't slow down until the pavement simply stopped. Not a barricade, not a construction site, just dirt. No warning, no transition. The road ended like the world itself gave up. I climbed out, heart pounding, boots crunching on loose gravel. And I started walking, hoping maybe I'd find a signal, or a farmhouse, or something human. For a while, it felt like I was in a dream, just forest. Air too still, no birds, no insects. Even the wind had given up. Then up ahead, I saw movement. At first, I thought it was a hitchhiker, just a shape in the distance, moving slow, like they were limping or tired. I waved, called out. No response. As I got closer, something cold began to sink into me. The shape was familiar, too familiar. Same faded denim jacket, same brown trucker hat with the frayed bill, same stiff right leg dragging just slightly behind. The limp I got when I tore a tendon last year unloading cargo. It wasn't a hitchhiker. It was me. But wrong. His skin looked grayish, like it hadn't seen sunlight in weeks. His movements were too smooth, too slow, like a puppet learning how to walk. He looked right at me, smiled, raised one finger to his lips, and then he opened his mouth, wide, too wide. I turned and ran. I don't remember getting back to the truck. I don't remember the drive. I just remember waking up slumped over the wheel, sunlight pouring in through the windshield. GPS was working. My phone buzzed with missed messages. The road ahead looked freshly paved, clean, normal, no mile markers in sight, no loop, no car, no version of me. When I got back to dispatch, I told them about the detour. They just stared at me. Route 47's been closed for over a year, they said. No one should have sent you that way. I went back to the truck to grab the note. But it was gone. Now I keep a logbook. Not for deliveries, not for hours, for things I'm not supposed to see. I don't even bother asking questions anymore. I've learned it's better to write them down than try to understand them. But let me leave you with this. If you're ever out on a long-haul route, and your GPS cuts out, and you see a plain metal sign for Route 47, don't take it. And if you do, don't stop at mile marker 313. Don't look at the cars. And whatever you do, don't follow the man who looks like you.